Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your January 20th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. They provide risk management programs to livestock producers all throughout the West. Whether you are concerned about price or weather risk, Ag Risk Advisors, they are here to help. With current day market fluctuations, there is nothing more important than locking in a price floor on your cattle. So if you would like to learn more about an LRP, go ahead and reach out to an advisor today. Also sponsored by American Beef Producer Magazine. They offer in-depth articles on a wide variety of topics within our industry. They feature award-winning photography and so much more within their publication. If you're not subscribed to ABP Magazine, head on over to their website, abpmag.com. On their homepage, up in the top right-hand corner, you're going to find a large subscribe button. All you got to do is click on that, and they will get you all fixed up. American Beef Producer Magazine, guiding beef producers for over 25 years. And finally, Circle 5 Cow School. If you are wanting to learn how to preg check your own cows or start AIing, Circle 5 Cow School is the way to go. They host classes from Texas to Tennessee almost every week. If you would like to learn, if you'd like to check out their schedule, head on over to their website, circle5cowschool.com. That's the number 5 in there, or you can go ahead and just give them a follow on Facebook. According to Drovers, on January 3rd, the White House released a fact sheet that claimed ranchers received 60 cents of every dollar that a consumer spent 50 years ago. But today, they only receive about 39 cents. Comparatively, hog farmers received 40 to 60 cents of every dollar spent by the consumer 50 years ago, but today they only receive 19 cents of every dollar. In response to this, the North American Meat Institute, also known as NAMI, that we talk about so often on here, they released a statement saying that the White House's numbers are wrong. Instead, beef packers' share of consumer dollars are actually lower than the producer's share, said NAMI. NAMI went on to talk about how data released by the USDA shows in 2021, beef packers' share of the consumer dollar was 22.2% lower than the producer's share. For pork, the packers' average share of the consumer dollar was 18.9% last year, also lower than the producer's share, which was 25.8% in 2021. President and CEO of NAMI, Juliana Potts, said that the Biden administration would rather hold press conferences and hearings about rising meat costs, historic packer margins, and softer cash prices for cattle and hogs due to exploitation of ranchers and farmers. They would rather do this than address the labor shortage and supply chain bottlenecks. Potts closed by saying the majority of rhetoric about concentration in the beef packing sector wrongly implies that consolidation is ongoing and the packers' market power is becoming more and more concentrated. She doesn't believe this is true, and she has said it one too many times. The Big Four's concentration of fed cattle slaughter has basically not changed in the last 25 years, said Potts. So in 1994, according to Potts, the Big Four controlled 82% of the market, and today they control 85% of the market. According to Shaylee Stewart with DTN Progressive Farmer, since the new year has rolled around, processing speeds have slowed at packing plants due to workers coming down with the new COVID variant, Omicron. Some numbers to show you just how impacted our slaughter rates have been due to this worker absenteeism. For the week ending January 7th, beef slaughter was 620,000 head, which was 32,000 head less than the year before during the same week. The week ending January 14th, beef slaughter totaled 621,000 head, which was 31,000 head less than the same week back in 2021. According to Stewart, this dip in production is concerning for multiple reasons. First off, we all remember what a backlog of cattle can do to the market's ability to thrive and prosper after what we saw back in 2020 with that backlog of cattle during the beginning of the pandemic. Between April 8th and May 28th of 2020, processing speeds were somewhere between 438,614 head to 571,506 head. During that time, carcass weights were averaging right around 892 pounds on steers, substantially lighter than what we're seeing today. The most recent data has shown us that during the first week of January of this year, steers were averaging 928 pounds, 8 pounds more than a year ago, and 36 pounds more than what cattle were weighing during the onset of the pandemic when the backlog was just getting ramped up. Stewart stated that it is true when you look back at the numbers that processing speeds today are faster than what they were back in that April-May timeframe that I talked about a second ago, but we still do not know how long these reduced chain speeds will last, and the added tonnage the market needs to process today will most likely continue to get more and more burdensome as cattle continue to sit in the feedlot just packing on the pounds. The similarities between the backlog we saw in 2020 and what we're seeing today is very concerning. So the next point, if chain speeds stay at their current level, right around 113,000 head to 114,000 head, the market's ability to rally this spring could be minimal. Stewart notes that it would be best for packers to hustle a bit and get back up to about 122,000 head per week on a 5.5 work week, on a 5.5 day work week. But of course, they're most likely going to do this because it does not serve their position, since it would mean that they would actually have to get aggressive in the cash market. What a thought. A positive when you look at the short term is that health specialists are saying that this Omicron situation is going to peak this month, and hopefully we will finally be on the downhill slide. So if that is true, the livestock market stands a chance to regain some of what it has lost in the past 2 weeks. When we look at the long-term outlook, it is also positive. Stewart believes it's going to be difficult to overpower the bullish market fundamentals that we're currently looking at. On January 31st, the latest USDA cattle inventory report will be released, and due to drought, the nation's beef cow herd is expected to be substantially lower than it was a year ago. So the fewer the cows, the more bullish the market will become, as demand for calves out in the countryside to fats in the feedlots will only grow stronger amid this incredible beef demand that we are experiencing here domestically and also internationally. So in closing, Stewart said that the market has hurdles to overcome in the short term, but the market is heading into a year with fewer beef cows out in the country, and cattlemen need to remember that there is still much to be optimistic about, as the market's fundamentals are still strong. I've said this many times before, but if you do not already follow Shaylee Stewart, you most definitely need to do so. She is with DTN Progressive Farmer. She handles cattle market news on Facebook. She does a fantastic job of analyzing the market. According to Yahoo News, last week, as we all know, we didn't talk about it on here, but I'm sure as you all witnessed as you watched the news, the Biden administration's far-reaching initiative to combat COVID-19 by mandating the vaccine in large workplaces across the nation was struck down by the Supreme Court. Thank goodness. In case you did not know, after that happened, Biden did come out and he urged business leaders to institute vaccination requirements. So as of yesterday, Carhartt has announced that they will be requiring the vaccine for all of their employees. The workwear company announced last year that it was instituting a requirement for employees to be vaccinated by January 4th, or they would lose their job. According to Carhartt's CEO, Mark Valade, vaccines are necessary to ensure a safe working environment for every associate and even perhaps their households. So if workers do not comply with that mandate, they will be losing their job. Quite silly, to say the least, and we do not have enough time on this update to even dive into the ridiculousness of such a thing. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you were all staying warm. It is a little chilly here in central Nebraska. You have yourself a tremendous Thursday. I'll catch you later.